What is up, my dashing dudes? I am the Hans TV, and I hope that y'all are ready for some cringe, or maybe some idiocy. I don't really know what to call it. It's r/VaxxHappened. Our first post for the day comes from Dark Little Paradise. Apparently, Big Pharma are trying to find a way to shoot kids up with heroin. Okay, so time for one of my semi-common hot button posts. I just read about the new heroin vaccine. It's almost to the human trial stages. This has to be a joke, right? Like, are people really about to go inject their children with compounds made up of heroin to build up immunity to the high, so that later in life, if they do heroin, they won't feel high, therefore lowering the likelihood of addiction? Links in comments. Honest questions, mostly for my pro-vaccine friends out there. Is this something you will be taking your child to get? What if it's added to the mandatory schedule and you can't say no? What happens when you can't get an exemption? When the government tells you your religious or moral/philosophical views given to you in the Constitution don't matter? Or you have no choice but to inject your children with a heroin vaccine? What happens then? I really don't think there is a parent out there, pro or anti, that thinks this is a good idea or even thinks this is how immunity works. Okay, so after some research, the heroin vaccine is a real thing. But it's not meant for kids, honestly. It's meant for people who've been addicted to heroin, and it causes heroin to be bonded to the bloodstream and it doesn't get to the brain, so it doesn't create that pleasureful effect or any of the harmful effects. So it's basically the same as these medicines that they came out with that block opioids and cause you to not go into relapse and all that. It's a good thing, people. Our next post comes from H. Crester. Anti-vaxxer math. Even if it were just 1 in 1 million, there are 4 million babies born each year. So that makes 40,000 grave vaccine reactions, including death. Simply look at the numbers. The risk of injury or death by vaccine is much greater than that of any illness. So correct me if I'm wrong, because math and probability have never been my strong suit. But if you were just multiplying 1,000,000 times 4, wouldn't you multiply the base of 1 times 4? So instead of getting 40,000, wouldn't there just be 4 a year? Again, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm stupid, I'm stupid. Again, I'm a scientist, not a math nerd. Our next post comes from Jaded Air. I'm pretty sure that I've done a video with this poster in it before. If I have, I'll leave it up in the suggested box. If I haven't, I guess we'll know then, huh? A recipe for disaster. I'm taking my toddler who's not vaccinated out of the country to South America next month. What supplements can I give him to make his immune system stronger? Probiotics, elderberry, breast milk, and not vaccinating, laughy face. Yeah, I'm sure all of those things will work beside the, scientifically tested vaccines, Our next post comes from Stale Bread 108. This dollar I got yesterday, gotta love LA. Vaccines are not safe and effective. LearnTheRisk.org. Yeah, literally over 1,000 years worth of vaccine research has gone into it, and I'm sure that your 5-minute Google search proves wrong. Yeah, I'm sure they're not safe. Our next post comes from Sir Tria. Oh no, the local schools won't take our fake exemptions anymore. Sad face. This is on the signs at our local public schools. They have also sent out an email with this message. This is not what the law states, and it's coercion, which is illegal. We have religious and medical exemptions in the state of Florida. If you see this message at your local schools, it's time to speak up and voice your concern. I will be calling all the schools and school board to let them know this is wrong. Please join me in being loud, or we will be swallowed. Boca Raton Community Middle School. No shots, no school, no kidding. I don't know all about the laws on vaccines in school districts in Florida, but I do know that in pretty much every state, to get into school without exemptions, you are required to have vaccines. Our next post comes from Wrecker 911. Thank God it's 1372. Oh look, it's literally a Karen. Ted Bundy was vaccinated. Give me one serial killer who isn't vaccinated. Exactly. They don't exist. I believe vaccines carry the X chromosome, which makes people aggressive. That's why there's no unvaccinated serial killers. Hashtag anti-vax, hashtag anti-vax, hashtag serial killer, hashtag murder, hashtag vaccines. Apparently, anti-vaxxers are now extremely sexist and don't understand that correlation is not equal to causation. OP posted a fantastic photo along with it that I'm gonna narrate for y'all. Lol, look at this guy die. But we're unvaccinated, so we aren't violent. Lol, what's violence? Thank God it's 1372. Haha, got him. Our final post for the day comes from Akira the Artist. Eliminating a control group? We want to eliminate a disease, stupid Karen. Less than 2% of US children are unvaccinated. This isn't about herd immunity, it's about eliminating a control group. Citizens for Vaccine Safety Alliance Incorporated. Just a heads up to OP, I mean, technically you could call the disease the control group, because that's how they do get the vaccines. However, this person is absolutely retarded, and I completely agree with what the OP originally stated. We are trying to get rid of the disease, not the control group. Dumbasses. Well, alright, my dashing dudes. That's gonna do it for today's episode on r/VaxxHappened. I know this is a bit of a shorter one, but I felt like I had had enough stupidity in the past couple days with recording that stories about Kevin and then this, so my brain's a little bit fried. I hope you liked the video. If you did, I'll leave the posts in the description below as always. If you liked what I did here today, go ahead and feel free to drop a subscribe, a like, and a comment down below with what you'd like to see me read next, or any advice that you have for me on editing, mic tips, or anything like that. I'm always open to suggestions. Again, a humongous thank you to all of my subscribers. Without you, my dashing dudes, I wouldn't have the motivation to do this. So a thank you so much to all of you guys out there. But with that being said, I will see you in the next video.